My name is Ender Hoffman. This is the Doctor of Self, and here we are on the Heroes podcast again. I've got someone special for you guys, Joel Salomon. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me today. It's a real honor and pleasure to be here.
Thanks for coming. Before we go into your story, I really wanted to just let everyone know I've got someone with a prosperity mindset, teaching prosperity. Stay on, because there's magic will unfold. So Joel is a finance and mindful money expert and master prosperity coach. Well, we all need that, don't we? Who helps others overcome obstacles standing in the way of their financial freedom. He's an award-winning TEDx speaker, workshop facilitator, and frequent television and podcast guest who has been quoted in the Wall Street Journal, Newsday US News and World Report, and interviewed by Forbes and on Bloomberg Radio. As a manager of $700 million, the portfolio, creator of his own successful hedge fund, the author of 3 best-selling books, Infinite Love and Money, the 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use, and Mindful Money Management, Joel is an expert in the field of finance, the mindset of money. Well, do you want to tell us how has this started for you? If you were not born as a prosperity coach, do you want to take us through maybe your background a bit, and maybe if there were some struggles around self-worth?
Absolutely. Thank you again, Andre, for having me. So I started my career as an actuary working at an insurance company coding, and it wasn't my dream, but I got it to pay the bills, and I was told that I could make a lot of money doing it. And I teach now that if you're not doing your purpose, if you're not really happy doing what you love, you're not going to be prosperous. And I realized that quite young, because I was waking up most days quite unhappy, and realized that my true passion was investing. And I reached out to many professional money managers who gave me doubt, a ton of doubt, lots of rejection. I don't remember how many people told me, just give up. You don't have an MBA in finance. You don't have any experience. And that's not how it's done. And then finally, I found one guy who gave me some hope. He gave me his path, and I followed it mostly. And fast forward 15 years, and I became a professional money manager. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell your listeners and viewers how, so that my long road can lead to their shortcut. Because I took a circuitous route to get there, and you don't need to. But what's most important is belief, because I had doubt along the way because of all those people I talked to. I didn't mention my friends and my parents telling me, don't do this. You have a stable job. You're getting paid a lot of money. In fact, I was paid $110,000 at 27 years old. That's equivalent to over $400,000 US today at 27. Imagine making over $400,000 and saying, no, this is not what I want to do. I'm gonna start again at the lowest rung and start working my way up again. And I did that because I wasn't happy, and I wanted to do something that I loved. And ultimately, I made a lot more than I was making back then at 27 years old. So I achieved my dream, my first dream, in 2008. And I made a lot of money for the bank's shareholders that year. Then ultimately, I had my own fund that I managed. And I went to a personal development course, and there was a guy there. It was a 3-day course. And there was a guy there speaking for 1 hour about stock options as the only way to get rich. He said, you don't need much time. You don't need much money. This is how the rich people get rich. And options are essentially risk-free. And I was sick to my stomach. I had people tapping me on the shoulder, whispering me, Joel, does this make sense? Options really riskless? So after he was done, I was polite. We went out of the auditorium. I told him, please don't do this. He doesn't know any of you individually, I told him. And most importantly, he doesn't know your belief that you could become rich using options. See, there's so many ways to become rich, not just with stock options. It could be stocks, it could be options, it could be real estate, it could be your business, it could be the lottery. I mean, crypto, there's so many ways. It could be monetizing your YouTube channel. It could be on Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok. There's so many ways to become rich these days. And so by pushing people to do just one thing, it really hurt my heart. So I went home that night and I couldn't sleep. I think at 3:30 I got up and I realized if I could ever get up the courage to speak on a stage in front of 200 people, see, my biggest fear that day was public speaking. I could be authentic and tell people the truth about money and be of service. And at 4:30 in the morning, it hit me. I jumped out of bed. I quickly got dressed. I was at my office in Midtown Manhattan in New York before the sun rose. And I sent an email to my investors telling them I'm giving them their money back. I'm shutting down my fund. I figured out what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. I'm supposed to be helping others become financially free, teaching people the truth about money, being of service. And that's what I'm doing now.
But this is steep. You just had this awakening moment, yeah? The moment
Yes.
of truth, and then you shut down a successful business.
Yes, we had made 10% return for our investors. People were very happy, and what gave me more impetus to shut it down was when I sent the email saying I was shutting it down. I didn't get any response. Like people didn't like don't do this or do this, or it was just I was managing large company money. So companies had billions and billions of dollars. I was managing a small percentage of that. So I felt like, of course I was helping the people who were shareholders in that company. I was helping the insurance company policyholders make a little bit better return on the margin. But it wasn't like now I'm teaching one-on-one, I'm teaching group classes, and you see the light bulb go off. You see the change happening. And that really lights me up when I see that I've made an impact on an individual. I wasn't seeing that every day. I had the challenge of trying to make money for my investors every day in my hedge fund, but it's a very different process here, coaching people towards financial freedom.
What were the three biggest thoughts or feelings? Because some of my audience have those that were telling you clearly you are not living your purpose, you're not doing your potential.
So in my second book, The 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use, one of the rules is, can happiness buy you money? Not can money buy you happiness, can happiness buy you money? So one of the first things I would say is, are you happy? Are you waking up in the morning excited to do what you do? Now I am. And I would say for most of the years as a hedge fund manager, I was as well. But most of my career doing the other things that led up to being a money manager, I wasn't. So I'd say the first thing, rule number 3, is happiness, happy habits. What makes you happy? Is it your work? And can work be play? I remember thinking in 1992, if I could align my hobby and my career, it wouldn't be work, it would be play. And that's what I did. As a money manager, I was able to align my hobby and my career because my hobby was analyzing and investing in stocks. So I think that's the first thing is what makes you happy? Okay, I would say the second thing is really understanding that gratitude and appreciation are one of the essential tools in life. Being grateful for what you have now before you have the millions in the bank can create the millions in the bank. So I highly recommend writing down 5 things you're grateful for every morning and writing down why you're grateful for them. Because you're changing synapses in the brain by focusing on gratitude and appreciation for what you have. And you're attracting more and more things that you can be grateful for in the future by doing that.
Amazing. I've heard this once, to trade your expectations to gratitude. Then that one shift could take your life to another dimension. Keep going.
And visualizing is so powerful. I didn't really know this technique in detail back when I was an actuary working at an insurance company coding, but I had the dream to be a money manager, and I pictured it and I thought about it. And even when I had the doubts from other people, I was picturing it. So I can tell you 6 specific steps to visualizing your dreams. And that's what's really powerful for, I believe, to achieve the dream. One is, so these are logistical steps and not logistical steps. So the first is to pick a time, be consistent, that you're going to do it each day. The second is to pick a place. Don't do it in bed right after you get awake. You'll go back to sleep. And don't do it right before you're going to sleep. You'll fall to sleep. So do it outside of your bed. Pick a time, pick a place, and pick an amount of time you're going to do it for. 3 to 5 minutes, no more. And I would recommend, if your mind starts wandering like mine does at least once a week, to just say, okay, I'll get to it tomorrow. Don't white knuckle it. Don't say, oh, like I screwed up. Oh, I need to spend 10 minutes or an hour doing this and keep on. If your mind wanders, say, oh no, I got to do it again. Just let it go. I teach my clients everything with grace and ease and fun. Everything with grace and ease and fun. So don't make it work. So that's the third step, 3 to 5 minutes. The fourth step is to write down before you actually sit down to visualize what you're going to visualize. At least 3 things. The dream. What is for me, it was the dream to be a money manager. Now the dream is to help at least 100,000 people become financially free. And I picture that. What does that mean? How does that happen? It could happen many, many different ways. So what's your dream? Write down at least 3 of them. What's the desires? So that's step 4. Step 5 may be the most important. In Wayne Dyer's book, Wishes Fulfilled, he said, make your future dream a present reality by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Make your future dream a present reality by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So if you could feel the feeling of having that dream, your dream car, dream house, dream job, dream spouse, whatever it is, like if you could really get into the moment and feel it, then it's going to come much quicker. And step 6 is to picture yourself in the visualization. You're driving your blue convertible Maserati Gran Turismo, 90 miles an hour, or 150 per hour. And it goes from 0 to 150 in 6 seconds. And it's semi-autonomous with a 454 horsepower V8 engine. And you're just smiling and so grateful and happy. And you got more hair than I do, so it's blowing in the wind. And you're just like, wow, this is awesome. I'm so grateful. And you feel your hands on the steering wheel. Maybe they're not on the steering wheel because you're driving autonomously. And you're just like in the moment, and you're so grateful. And you see yourself. It's kind of like you're looking down and you see yourself. You probably have more hair than I do, so you see your full head of hair, and you're smiling and happy and grateful. So if you could put yourself in the picture, that's really powerful. And then here's the bonus step, which is to go beyond the dream. You already have the car. You already have the business that's helping at least 100,000 people become financially free, and you're celebrating at Cipriani's on 42nd Street in Midtown Manhattan with 100 of your closest friends and relatives and family, and everyone's got a glass of champagne and they're toasting you, and you have some of the people who became financially free in the crowd, in that group, in the tables, on the tables, celebrating with the glass of champagne. So you can think beyond the dream. It's already happened. You've achieved the goal, and now you're celebrating. Picture the celebration for the dream.
Well, I'm wondering how many people think that it's just too easy.
So now, to be clear, I don't know any billionaires who sit at home and meditate and visualize all day.
Yeah.
After you visualize, you want to take action, but it's inspired action because you visualize the dream, you visualize what you want to happen, and now you're going out and you're on the Heroes podcast, and you're so grateful for Andre Hoffman for having you, right? You're getting out there into the world. You're doing these things because you have a burning desire to help other people, right? It's not just sit at home and meditate and visualize all day. It's getting out into the world and taking action as well.
That's beautiful how you say it. I think that was a missing piece of The Secret. I remember that movie or that book. And well, they didn't go into much details about, well, how about some massive action to really just show up to opportunities and capitalize on opportunities that show up, because I think that's what really get things to movement, to allow things to happen for you. So this was fantastic to have the blueprint. I've taken notes. I'll share this under the video. What else is unique about you when you are helping others, helping people to unlock their money game?
I will say that I know a lot of people who teach mindset, money mindset. And I know a lot of people who teach finance, stocks or real estate or crypto, or the technical analysis or fundamental analysis of stocks, or they're teaching options. But I don't know too many people who are teaching both. And I will say that's what differentiates me, because I believe you can teach mindset all day long, but you have to teach process along with that, strategy and process. So having the right mindset is great, but then you have to put it into action. And having the right strategy and process is great, but if you don't have the right mindset, you're going to be buying when you should be selling and selling when you should be buying. So I teach mindset first, and then I teach strategy and process, because you need to have both. And I believe that I've gotten some great experience as a money manager, and I have great experience now with mindset as well. I'm also a certified IP stands for infinite possibilities. So in the certification for infinite possibilities, we learn how important thoughts are, how important your emotions are, how important your beliefs are, how important taking action is, how important your faith is, how important relying on the magic. But all those things together with the finance piece, I think, is what differentiates me. And I'm so grateful, because I've had people come to me who are struggling, and I've been able to help them. I had one guy who I give everybody 30 minutes free, by the way, Andre. So anybody who's watching or listening, you can go to salomon.com and click the link to get your free 30 minutes of prosperity coaching. I had a guy come to me last June who was really struggling. He was about to get kicked out of his apartment in Mexico, and he didn't have enough money for the next month. So I taught him a technique. Now, I didn't say just sit at home and do this visualization and do this affirmation. I told him to also get out into the world, speak to people, tell them what's going on. And he was able to manifest $10,000 in the shortest amount of time that I've ever heard of anyone I've worked with, in 9 days. In 9 days, he manifested 10,000 US dollars, which to me was mind blowing, because it's taken me many months to manifest millions. So for him to manifest in 9 days, 10,000, if you annualize that amount, right, that would be like $40,000 a month. That's 500,000 a year. That's not bad. Not bad. So he did it, and so that's the ability to teach people techniques and then shift their mindset quickly so that they can eliminate the struggle, because there's so many people struggling out there, and it really hurts my heart to know that they have the power within them to change their life. It's not the government, it's not the economy, it's not me, it's not you, it's them. They have the power within them. And when I teach them that, and I empower them to change their mindset, to take some action steps, to walk towards the life of their dreams, watch out.
Yeah, that is just powerful. As you're saying, yes, I believe that everyone is a creator, and obviously they have forgotten their skills or their power. I'm wondering though, how do you get these results? Because some people clearly are, and I actually have someone that I will refer to you. He is in Mexico and he's about to be kicked out of an apartment. His name is Nathan. But so how do you bridge that gap? Do you have a group program, or do you start from the same place with everyone anytime, or you created modules? Do you want to tell us a bit more about the program that you have worked out?
Thank you for the question. Yes, so I have various different types of programs, entry-level programs for people who really don't have much. Well, first of all, I have the free 30 minutes. Second of all, I have over 710 videos on my YouTube channel that are absolutely free. You can binge on my YouTube channel for months if you want to, and I will guarantee for free your mindset will be elevated just by watching those YouTube. So that's the starting point. I also have a free weekly video / email that you can get on, absolutely free, that gives you a money tip, that gives you cliff notes of the book I read that week. It highlights a member of my network, and I give you a powerful affirmation each week that you can use that can shift your mindset. So that's the baseline. And then I have online courses. I have a live course that I teach twice a year based on the 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use, called the 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use course. I have a Money Miracles membership, which is incredibly powerful, because if you had told me when we started this a little over 2 years ago that people would have manifested $1,804,000 US, I would have said, you're high. How? And yet here we are, just 2 years later, and still every week I get on a call with them. It's part of the membership. You get many hours. You get 6 months worth of videos. Then you get 22 guest experts that are helping you, besides me, on various ways to improve your business with your mindset, with how to tap into your business to create more equity. Lots of different guest experts. And I have a private Facebook group, and you get rewards in the membership that allows you to win potentially 6 months of free coaching. I don't give 6 months of free coaching anymore. I only do 3 months. So the only way you can coach with me for 6 months is by joining the membership. And you can get that for free. Many, many thousands of dollars US for joining my membership and winning that bonus. So, but what I was about to say is we have a weekly call that's included in the membership. And on that weekly call, people share their money miracles, their manifestations. And every week, a few $100s, sometimes thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of US dollars we have that members are telling me about. And it's just, in fact, this is also a little separate, but in fact, this past week, I started the 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use course. And during the course, this woman who's an entrepreneur got an email during that 1 hour. It was the first hour, first week, first hour. And during the course, she got a surprise email with some money that came in during the hour. So things just shift. And I will say that money is just energy. And so you're vibrating at a frequency related to money, just like everything's vibrating, everything has a frequency. But maybe you're not at the level, the frequency of creating abundance and prosperity. And I know this may sound weird, but I help people raise their vibration around abundance and prosperity. So you're at the closer to the frequency, or maybe at the frequency where abundance and prosperity can flow in. So that's how 1,804,000 has come in from my Money Miracles membership. And then my one-on-one coaching, it just continues to amaze me. I'm coaching somebody right now on investing in stocks. He came to me. I teach mindset first, of course, and then I'm teaching him how to invest in stocks using my 5-step stock screen that's in the book, The 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use. And he came to me to learn this, but in January of 2024, he is at a pace. So last year, he's an entrepreneur. He had his best year ever in his business. He started working with me in January of 2024, and he's at a run rate pace of $40,000 US a month more, run rate, $40,000 a month more than last year. So so he's manifested an extra $40,000. I'm not even teaching him anything about his business. All I'm teaching him is mindset and stocks. And that's what he's like, you're not going to believe this. I had such an amazing January. And I'm like, I believe it. And so then he tells me what's going on, all these new clients coming in. He doesn't even have to market. He's got return clients coming in. And that's what's happening. So I know it may be hard to believe, but it's happening. And so, of course, I'm not charging $40,000 for my coaching. So he's gotten a massive return on his investment in just a month and again, we haven't even started with the stock investing yet.
Well, that's powerful. Have these wonderful results. What would you be celebrating in 5 years' time if things went really well for you?
I'd be celebrating at least 100,000 people becoming financially free. That's my goal. That's my dream. You know, everyone I talk to, I touch, I'd love to hear a story about how they're doing what they love, from where they love, with those they love, for as little or as much time as they want. That would be the dream. And I'd be on the island of Maldives with 200 of those people, celebrating a long weekend with them, teaching them some advanced topics with 3 or 4 or 5 other exceptional individuals. Love to have you there, Andre, as well. It's a beautiful. I have the site picked out. I have the hotel on the island, and we have it all set up. So it's all ready to go once we have the 200 people.
Beautiful. Probably you've followed your own recipe. You've already created this picture. Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Probably you already are grateful for it, have those emotions attached. So obviously it's going to happen. There is no way. Yeah.
Acting, by the way, another technique I'd highly recommend using is acting as if what you want to happen has already happened. So when the story about my hedge fund was in 2012, I had decided I'm going to start my own hedge fund, and I reached out to some insurance companies that I knew they had a lot of money to manage, and 2 of them orally agreed to give me money. And then I went about the process of hiring all the people, the lawyer, the accountant, all the people you need to start a hedge fund, write up the documents, and then I started interviewing people for my business. So I moved into prime real estate space, Madison Avenue, 54th and Madison Avenue, December 10th of 2012. And I called the 2 investors who had orally agreed to give me money, and they both backed out. Both backed out. I had no pipeline. I had a lot of expenses. I had prime real estate space. I had a lawyer, an accountant, fund administrator, prime broker, all this stuff, all this money going out. and I had no pipeline I had no investors. I was sitting there alone in this beautiful office, glass view of Madison Avenue. Felt like I'd arrived, but I hadn't. So I could have given up. I was this close. But I acted as if we had the money. How did I do that? Well, I hired an analyst and I said, stay home because we have to pay for each seat in this office. So he was the first work from home guy, 2012, 12 years ago. He's working from home. And we had calls. So I hired him. We had calls every week, every day, 8:30 in the morning. And we talked about stocks as if we were already invested. We went to conferences and met with the companies as if we were already invested. And I did something even more crazy. I put together a spreadsheet and calculated how much money we were making every day or losing. And then I'd say, Sean, great day today. Good job. Or Sean, we just lost $1 million today. We got to rejigger the portfolio. We got to change things up. And we did this every day. And of course, I didn't just do that. I took action. I went out into the world. I went to the meetings. I called up other insurance companies. 30 days after, I had a great meeting with an insurance company. And 30 days after that, we had a written agreement from them. And then 60 days after that, we had the money to invest and we started investing. And I truly believe to this day, by acting as if we had the money, we got the money.
Well, this is powerful. To do as if everything is in place. It's almost like creating the scene for calling it in. I think there was that film. I think it was Build It and They Will Come or something like that.
If you build it, they will come. Yes.
Yeah.
The Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner.
That one was an amazing movie. So what have I not maybe asked that you want to share?
Good question. I think hashtag doubt the doubt is really critical. There's going to be times as an entrepreneur, as an individual, where you're having doubts. You don't need to have faith in your doubt. Doubt your doubts. Have faith in the dream. And most people I find when I start working with them, they're doubting. They're doubting themselves. They're doubting their business. They're doubting relationships. But you could have faith in the relationship, have faith in the dream, rather than having faith in the doubt. So doubt your doubt. Hashtag doubt the doubt.
That's something to note. And what would you say if someone is really not on top of their money game? What would be 3-4 things they could start, small steps? And you've already shared some of them. I understand you have amazing free resources, the YouTube channel. You've given us a formula to then visualize and have it as if. Have you got any other small hacks or tools to get moving, to get into this energy of abundance that is fairly easy to use?
Affirmations. And I know some people who may be watching this may say, oh, that woo-woo BS stuff, but affirmations have been scientifically proven. Navy SEALs here in the US use affirmations. High-performing athletes are using affirmations every day. So I'll give it 2 affirmations to your viewers right now. But think about if it resonates with you, if it feels good. Because you shouldn't be, I say if you're saying something you don't believe, this is what's happening. Nothing's happening. You're just creating resistance. So now here's a couple of tips for the affirmation. Put your name in it, say it out loud, and say it with emotion. I, Joel Salomon, am so grateful for all the abundance and prosperity in my life. I, Joel Salomon, enjoy my prosperity and share it freely with the world.
So
How's that?
feel it. Yeah, love it.
Feel it. Enjoy it.
And had energy in it, and there's more than energy there. There's this connection with that reality. Well, I really loved this conversation. I would love to keep us going for more and more, but obviously we will have all your details under the video. Did you want to share where to reach you the easiest way? And yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Andre. So Salomon.com is my website. So it's named, my company name is named after my daughters, Lauren and Morgan, L-A-U-R for Lauren, M-O-R for Morgan. So it's SALAURMOR.com. If you do sign up for the free weekly video, you'll also get a free video as well called How to Ease Your Money Worries. In 4 to 5 minutes, I know that watching this free video, you will ease your money worries. So that's your additional freebie for signing up for a free weekly video and email. So all the information's on Salomon.com. There's a ton of stuff on there. I have affirmations on there. I have quotes on there. I have a vision board on there. I have my recommended books. I have recommended songs. So go and peruse, because under being inspired, there's so much information.
Joel, I've loved this conversation. You've got so many tools available. Guys, if you are listening, then grab the tools and use them, because we had the master on this call, and you don't need to go anywhere else. You have now 30 minutes of Joel's time, and use free resources. But I would say, probably if you sign up, you 10x your results. Thanks very much for your time, and I hope to hear you again soon.
Thank you so much.